my suffering. This is for those who need a risk. You are not hidden. There's nothing that can hide. No one you feel it. You're not defenseless. I will be your shelter. I'll be your armor. I hear your whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. I will send out an army to find you in the middle of the darkest night. It's true, I will rescue you. There is no distance that cannot be covered over and over. You're not defenseless. I'll be your shelter. I'll be your armor. I hear you whisper underneath your breath. I hear your SOS, your SOS. And I will send out an army to find you in the
Good morning, everybody. This is Dave Robinson, the father of Geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. Thank you again for coming and joining me on this live this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made. We rejoice and be glad in it. Beautiful day that God has made. He woke us up again this morning, get us a new day where I say everything will be prosperous and we will be going on our journeys, on everybody on our individual journeys or things that we should be doing in this life. So again, I'm Dave Robinson, father geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. My son Daniel, you guys know, geologist, graduated from the college in Charleston, South Carolina, and went out to Arizona to pursue his career in geology. He graduated with honors, took his career out there to start his life. This morning, we'll be talking about a couple of things. You guys, I still have the protest for Daniel. You know, definitely the mail-in protest is something that they had to constantly, we had to keep constantly going with, you guys. Like I said before, those things are working, and coupled with the things I'm doing in the background as well. We definitely need that. I need that participation, you guys. You guys can be pass it along to others to get more people involved. That will help as well. So definitely need to continue, like I said, to get this mail-in protest going, keep it going. Definitely want to make sure that those letters and those what I call mail stuffers are getting out. Also, you guys will talk about Candlelight Visual, Unity Visual is Robinson. That will be coming up date. A lot of people say anniversary date. I have a hard time really expressing it that way. But it's the date that my son had went missing. He went missing on June the 23rd, June 23rd of 2021. And it's like I said, it's a hard date for my family and I. You can imagine what his siblings, his grandparents, everybody we're going through. Just knowing that. We have a lot of things going on in the family where there's birthdays, there's other events like we had the Memorial Day weekend, for instance, or whatever those things that is missing Daniel. Of course, we have some bereavement in the family as well in the past year. So family dealing with a lot of that stuff, and then at the same time, like I said, Daniel is a question mark. Every time you think about a person that's missing, it's a question mark. You just don't know what happened, and those things kind of they linger and they hang around in there. Especially when a date like coming up June 23rd, it's a date that remind you, hey, look, it's 2 years now. So hopefully, I'm still pushing you guys, doing that I can to bring on before then. That's the goal. I still have my faith. Still gonna believe that I'm gonna bring my son home. That's just what it is. I had to keep that faith regardless of what's happening, despite of the fact that we know that else evidence of foul play, regardless of what law enforcement would say. There's evidence of foul play out there from that vehicle scene, you guys, as well as from Daniel's apartment. So you guys, those couple of those things we'll bring on to that. But we're fighting. So I need you guys as a grassroots movement, and I need you guys to join in with me on that. So I will be talking about those things. So I will see you guys on the other side. Thank you so much for definitely so much coming in this morning, because like I said, without you guys, I wouldn't be doing this. Need you guys to like, share, subscribe as well to get this channel rolling. So thank you guys. I really appreciate it. I'll see you on the other side.
Daniel Robinson went missing 4 months ago. This is the last photo his family has of him. He's a 24-year-old geologist, last seen leaving his job site in Buckeye, Arizona.
As the Gabby Petito homicide case garners national attention, another young person has been missing for nearly 3 months, and his family is desperate to find him. 24-year-old Daniel Robinson, a geologist, was last seen on the morning of June 23rd, leaving his work site in the desert of Buckeye, Arizona.
David Robinson had only one thought on his mind as he drove the nearly 1,800 miles from his South Carolina home to Phoenix.
I had to find my son. Yes, and I'm going to continue searching for him. Thank you guys for coming in this morning to join me on this live. To hear some of the things that I have to talk about when it comes to Daniel, you guys. I truly am blessed by each and every last one of you who join in with me. I want to start off, first of all, I just want to ask you guys the question, how are you doing today? How's your day going? How your day starting? You guys can load that up in the chats. Let me know that how you're feeling today. Like I said, you guys mean a lot to me. It's not easy. You guys probably know I had a family over on this channel, Jessica Nunez, as well as for her daughter Lisa Navarro, who went missing. She's when she was 14 years old. It's going on 4 years. She's still looking for a daughter. It's not easy for her. One of the things that we discussed in that live that we did is that how hard it is to keep your loved one's story out there, and why it's so important, and keeping it out there is why it's so important, and not having that attention, especially from the media, how that affects not only the family, but it affects the case itself. Because that's what I'm struggling for, you guys, to keep this channel going. For instance, asking you guys when I say, hey, can you hit that like, share, subscribe button to grow the channel? Trying to motivate myself to come up with something, not because it's not an entertainment channel, but come with something to keep people interested in Daniel's case, because those things are very important, and it's so, especially when you're already going through your own emotional part of just trying to locate your loved one, your child. Daniel's a adult child to me. He's a child. He's my son, and so the fact is, it's very difficult to try to keep things like this going. Mentally, physically, it many times you just don't feel like doing it, but you have to press yourself and push yourself. And like I said, when you guys come in and share this time with me and this space with me, it helps out a whole lot, so just to see numbers. A lot of times I don't get to see your face. I can see your names. I can see numbers that comes up on the screen. For instance, on tab, you guys can see what I see. And when you see those things, it's very encouraging. You have people that support you, that's there all the way. I know you guys hear some of the same things all the time, and but this exactly what it is. Get Daniel's story out there, to keep it out there as long as I can, because those things, like I say, are crucial to the case. As long as you guys are constantly together with me, and you guys are pushing law enforcement, for instance, you're sending out these letters, or you're making these phone calls and things. It may seem like you're doing those things redundantly, but those things, that interest, that high interest in Daniel's case, or anybody's case, will keep that case from becoming cold. That puts a lot on law enforcement to keep going. There's always something. It's nobody in this world, you guys, just simply vanishes. There's always explanations. That's why it's important to get to look for those answers really quickly, and to continue to do so. So when law enforcement slow down, they see family slow down, they see the interest slow down. And I really believe that, you guys, anything that's called a cold case, in my opinion, is mainly, I say, in most cases, I believe there are cold cases because of the interest is not there anymore. Like I said, the vision I have with cold cases will be, hey, they take it and put it in the back closet somewhere. We'll get to it when we get to it. The back closet, in a big cardboard box. You guys, that's my vision of evidence room. and they put that file back there in the closet somewhere, start collecting dust over the years. So rookie detective just came into the department years later. The one that originally worked on the case 20 years, he retired after working for 20 years. New detective come in, go and says, hey, I'm gonna crack one of these old cold cases. And they go back and then they go take a fresh look at something. And there you go. A lot of times those cases are solved. That's why the way I look at it. Don't mean that it's solved now because it took 20 years for you to stop for a while and wait 20 years to solve it. It just that it became cold. And where they left off, if they would have kept going, they would have solved it then, right? And so that's the way I look at it with these cold cases and or what they want to call cold cases. But Daniel cases, like I said, you guys, is far from being cold. There's too much things that I was gave to law enforcement that they haven't to date worked on. I'm still housing, for instance, forensics. I'm still housing evidence. You know, you guys, that the way I take it, they're refusing to work on. Everybody want to pass the bulk to the other. You know, there's things that just don't make sense for law enforcement to say in the case. For instance, the vehicle being there for 30 days and they have no evidence of Daniel even being on the scene. They have no evidence. They're saying, hey, this is Daniel's clothes. Where's your forensics that said this is Daniel's clothes? They say that their theory is he walked off and got ate up by an animal. Where's the evidence of that? Your dogs did not track anybody, Daniel, or anybody leaving that scene. Daniel leaving that scene. You guys say y'all had his. I don't know the comparison to how dogs work. The cadaver, the search dogs. I know how the cadaver dog situation worked, but the search dogs, I think. Something I would see on television, for instance, would be bloodhounds. You know, you need some clothing item of that person, the dog sniff it, and then they go track, right? And what I was told by law enforcement is that the dogs didn't track anything away from that scene because Daniel wasn't there, right? So you know, you got what law enforcement sell out to the public. I hear one detective say, for instance, hey, they triangulate. I stand by that he was there for that, the vehicle there, whatever the case, the phone's there, whatever the case. I triangulate that by what? You didn't even get cell phone ping records. You know, didn't get those things from checked into those things. So it's a lot of things, you guys, that won't make sense. But everything that we gave to law enforcement, I say we, myself, and my investigator that I hired, that you guys know about the case, of course, came from my efforts. It didn't come from law enforcement. So everything we know, like I said, so far the Buckeye Police Department have brought us one step closer. Everything they know about this case came from my efforts. So and that's much more. There's a lot of things you guys don't have privy to, you know in the public. A lot of things that even Sheriff Zone know, the Tempe Police Department know, things I gave them, told them about my own things that I found out. They know about those things. So all they do is they need to just check into those things, look into them. And I'm just a civilian. I don't have those jurisdictional powers or law powers where I can go do certain investigation. I can go but to a certain limit. I cannot get warrants and things like that. So that's law enforcement's job to be able to do that. So I need their attention to do those things. So that's what I'm pushing for, you guys. That's the reason why really pushing for the Maricopa County to take on their own case into Daniel's disappearance. You know, we're gonna get those things. We're gonna keep pushing until we get it. So that's why I say you see this right here up on the side of me, right here in front of me, say justice for Daniel. That's what we're doing, justice for Daniel. And I like I said, from the bottom of my heart, I appreciate everybody this far been joining in, like I say, been joining in and helping me, because again, this is very difficult for every family to try to take on, and that's the juggle between you know, the emotional side of things when your loved one is missing. You have to live with it daily, and then at the same time, you find ways to keep that story out there when media fail. When I say media fail, same thing like cold cases again. It's after a while they lose interest, not the persons, because I know a lot of journalists and I know a lot reporters who like, for instance, Robert Dean from Mr. Dean from Dateline. You know, he would call me on a regular basis, not call but text me on a regular basis just to see how I'm doing. You know, for instance, I'm using him as an example. There's many other, but he's one of the main ones that does that. And to just check on you, right? Check us, how you doing, man? I'm thinking about you, basically, and you know how things going. You know, and you know, so they have personal takes on cases and things as well, but they also have jobs, and their jobs is to come up with fresh new stories. You know, every day. A lot of times we have short attention span in the United States. People would not want to hear about Daniel Robinson, I'm sure, for months and months in and months out, you know. And they look for a new story. What happened next? Did the moon fall and hit the earth, and the egg crack, and we found some evidence or something? I mean, just something they looking for something, some new story to tell. So if you don't have that, and that's what happens, you guys. It's those things are coexisting together. A lot of times when cases become cold, I think I froze up here, you guys. When cases become cold, a lot of times, well, it was deemed cold. There's no cold cases. It's deemed cold, being cold. That helps because of the media coverage as well. Like I said, you know, they feel like, you know, those stories get boring in the sense. It's time to move on. That's when law enforcement move on too. So those things work together. I'm saying when media fail, also law enforcement would also do the same. They'll follow suit. It's not there. They'll have that spotlight on them, the pressure to keep them going on the case. And a lot of times that because they have a lot of cases, guys. Sometimes they have a lot of workload. So I do get law enforcement that. I'm sure, you know, for what they say, 1,500 people, 1,500 people a day in this country go missing. And that's a lot. That's a lot. So I'm going to the chats real quick, you guys, because I asked the question at the beginning, you guys. I really want to know how you all are doing this morning, how you guys feeling. You know, if you are feeling well, whatever the case may be, whatever you want to say, just put it in the chats. I want to see that this morning. Want to know how you guys are doing. I just really appreciate you guys for being here this morning. Thank you all the good mornings I see here as well. I see some new names as well, like Isaac here. Thank you so much for being here. Good morning. I really feel for you, for this family, this father, whoever had a hand on in this, be held responsible. Yes, and I'm not going to stop until my son get the justice that he deserves. So thank you, Isaac, for saying that. That's true. Thank you very much. I have a special person here, Latoria. Thank you so much for being here. I truly appreciate it. I'm just smiling at you guys. If you guys know the back story, she's the daughter of my best friend, and we had a celebration for him on the weekend. So really, really happy again that you're here. You always supporting. You know, I love you and your father. Thank you so much for being here this morning. Like I said, you guys, just put it in the chats if you guys how you're feeling. You're feeling well. I want to see that in the chats. I want to see you guys tell me how you feel. So I'm looking for that. Also, I'm looking for your questions, you guys. If you have any questions, definitely make sure you're putting the word question there, or the word question, a question mark, or capital letter Q before your questions, and so I would know the difference with what is what. So I would know if you guys have a question or you don't have a question. So that'll help me. Also, you guys, on the bottom of the screen you see here, I definitely want to make sure I put that tip line there. Let that stroll. I have no difficult moment. Put everything together, and you probably can tell. And also, I'm having some technical difficulties. I've noticed that out of the screens are freezing or they're moving slow. So I did everything when it comes to internet. I'm sure this must be my provider having their issues. I have that problem from time to time. So I just always hope that it don't happen when I'm doing my lives. But hey, you can't control everything, right? So we're definitely going to just roll with it for right now. So don't forget to hit that like, share, subscribe. You guys, again, like I said, just want to make sure that I'm getting the most out of this channel for my son to get his story out there as far as I can. Also to be able to help other families whenever that time comes. So again, I'm looking at the chat. I'm waiting on your comments, but at the same time, I want to keep talking. I want to keep going on about these two things, like I told you guys. The Candlelight Vigil, and as well as what we have been doing every week, and that's the mail-in protest. Thank you, Anissa, for the super chat. I truly appreciate you as always. You and your husband always been a blessing. Thank you also for doing moderation as well. T and Wildflower, thank you for moderating this morning as well. So I really appreciate you both moderating in the chats, and also my team members, if they're here this morning, also moderating in the chats. Thank you so much, you guys, for putting out information and keeping the chats straight. I really appreciate you. Always here to support you in your search for Daniel. The story only ends when Daniel is back home again. That's true. He is out there and he will be found. Please tell Daniel. And that's true. I can only imagine when we find Daniel, Daniel, the person that he is, the Daniel that I know, you guys. I hear you, Anissa. Daniel also, I can tell you this is also will be by my side to help other families as well. Because whatever his story will be, and that's something that he could share if he want to. That's a story that he could share, and we can help other families as well. So I can see this becoming something different, in my opinion. Daniel will be by my side to help other families who have missing loved ones as well. I look at Daniel as American son. It's not the meaning of that when I say Daniel is America's son is Daniel is a person that is just like a type of shell of things that happens here in this country. As an example of things that happen in this country is where I want to use. And it don't just happen to family, it happen to many other families. Like I say, 1,500 people a day go missing. He's just a story, just like some of the other stories out there go missing. And most people say it's almost like they vanish. People just don't vanish. There's evidence there. There's things there. You just have to jump on it. You have to really look for it. I think law enforcement is looking so hard to prove that it's not a foul play, play case or whatever. That they're not also putting the same energy to see if it is, because they would have found the things that my investigator. And that's what I'm saying. Sometimes their approach is all wrong. Their approach is wrong. I've seen cases where you can look on television, see these cases where the detectives been doing all the stuff and they come with their own ideas, and then some new person come in, new fresh eyes, and say, "Hey, have you noticed this?" And then they battling it out like, "Well, this person didn't. They person shot himself. They committed suicide." But they say, "But you didn't look at this right here, blah blah blah." And they found, if you would have looked at it the first time, you'll realize that person was murdered. And sad to say. So I've seen stories like that. It takes a fresh set of eyes to come about who have their own opinions and biases. They would look at it from a different objective. And it was Maricopa County for me, family, you guys. And that's what I'm pushing for. It's a subjective, a different angle, a different set of eyes on it. They have the facility to take care of things. Anytime things go wrong with the Buckeye Police Department, they look out to the Maricopa County or the Department of Public Safety. They don't have their own forensics testing or certain little labs and this and that. It's a small department. My son, I'm fighting for him to get out of a small department and get something done. I'm bringing Daniel home, and we need someone who can do it. That's what I'm saying, you guys. I don't give a damn. I'm not going to say it just that way. Mom, if you're watching, apologize. I don't give a damn about law enforcement things. Oh, you hurt my feelings. You're talking about me on public. This and that. I don't care about your feelings. You walk the walk, and you won't have me say certain things. But I don't care about the feelings. I just want them to do their job. And the job, it can be done. Your reluctancy to not make things work. Like I say, you guys, they would make the world work. Anything work if this was an officer that went missing in the same fashion Daniel had went missing. They would move heaven and hell to make this a criminal case without evidence. They claiming that that's not there. That's there. To look for this officer and get all the resources they can from every walks of life when it comes to the blue world, the lawful world, to look for this officer. They'd be raining down from South Carolina to go look for this one officer or this officer's son. So the same energy that I know would happen in those cases if it was a different situation. I need that for Dan. That's what I'm here for, to make sure that happen. And I'm not going to stop until we get it. All right, and let me see here. Say Rainy, thanks some Rainy J. I see something on there. I can't really tell what that was just now. Mr. Robinson, I quote tweeted of you the case of a young man that went missing in the desert in Arizona. Connection VIA states. Okay, well, I would like to see that, Rainey, and if I see it, I would definitely look at that. It's sad. I've been hearing about a lot of cases of missing loved ones. That's like I say, it happens daily. It's a sad thing. Um, but I hope and praying in that case as well that law enforcement is moving really quickly and get those answers that family need. I'll be praying for that family as well. But yeah, I'll be looking for that, Rainy. Thanks so much for putting that out. T Wildflower, thank you so much for moderating as well as being here and definitely supporting everything you do in the background. I truly appreciate it. You was the first and probably almost literally the only ambassador that had the for the Flyers, you guys. But I had scratched that T Wildflower because of the lack of participation on that. But I really thank you for your heart and your desire that you have to help. If you have any questions, please write the word questions or put the letter Q or put question mark before your question so that it can be easy to identify and so it can be easily identified. So thank you guys, and thank you Team Wildflower for putting that out, because you guys have questions. I definitely want to answer those, but definitely for those responses or how you guys are doing. Good morning, Mr. Robinson. I see right here. Good morning, David. Thanks so much for being here again and your support, your constant support. Good morning, David. I am always thinking of you and Daniel, sending you lots of love and prayers. You are an amazing father. I so appreciate you and all you stand for. And thank you so much for the comments. I really appreciate that. God bless you. And yes, best I can. And thank you for definitely being there for my sons in his case and supporting and make sure that we're getting those answers. I'm telling you guys are really, really the champions of everything I'm doing, because fathers, that's what we do. We're going to protect our families. We're going to do everything we can to make sure that our families are safe. I see here from thank you, Chris Brown. Much love, brother. Been praying for you and your family. Thanks so much for your prayers. Definitely need those prayers. Aaron Chase, thanks so much. Thanks for the prayers off the Facebook side. Prayer changes thing. I believe in prayers. Thank you so much. Also, Aaron, thanks so much for being here this morning, and thank you for so much of everything that you do as well. You have also been doing a whole lot of work. You've been doing a whole lot in the background, so I really truly appreciate you for your constant contribution as well as love that you do in Daniel's case. I know how very passionate you are about my son's case and him bringing him home. So thanks so much, Aaron. I truly appreciate you for everything. All right, you guys, I definitely want to go into talking about these two things I said before. A couple things, you guys. I definitely don't want to forget that we still have this mail protest, and y'all gonna hear some of the same thing over again for those who heard it before. I really thank you guys for just hanging in there with that. But this is also for people who just not coming to this channel, who need to hear this information, and I want to make sure I put it out. So that's why you will see some of these things sound like redundancies, but it's things that I feel like is very important to keep constantly putting out. So of course I've been fighting by starting my own investigations, my own searches, flyer distributions, to you name it. Doing all these interviews. I did a lot of interviews that I can't remember what I've done to people show some video or something. But the thing is, efforts is what I'm trying to say. What Father would do, what everybody would do, you guys have been helping. Well, all of us do. That's why I say this is a grassroots movement, because you're treating Daniel like it's like family. I have my team members. They have the aunties and uncle. Saying is what they call themselves, and they are aunties and uncle. That's also in the background on my side, my team, the A team. You guys know the A team. Also, there was a team in the desert before the A team that also been working really hard out there in the desert. We had a whole big family movement. So yes, I just have to tell these things over again so you guys can hang in there with me. I'm going to start off right here because I'm now at a point to making sure it's been from day one, but now the focus is really on, after all these searches, on 48, 49 weeks of searches out there in that desert, it's time to talk about this justice a little harder. You guys, we've been looking for this justice for day one, and we're definitely going to keep pushing this justice. So when there's no justice, you guys, that's the way I want to put this out, start off, you guys. No justice, no peace. We demand action in and the extended family, you guys. That's all of us. We demand action into my son's case. Also, no justice, no peace means that there can be no peace without justice. My son Daniel has been missing for nearly 2 years. It's time for justice in his case, and I'm still pushing that. My experience is searching for Daniel. You guys have been put on my investigative hat, as well as have been doing the searches, you guys, as I talked about before, and as well has been an advocate not only for my son but for others. You know, so with the Candlelight Vigil, Day of Remembrance, those things were provided for myself and my team. My team and myself was put those things together to try to help other families, and we're gonna continue to do so. That's what's happening with this new, this next Candlelight Vigil. Try to think of something that can be inclusive to everyone. The effects of injustice creates anger. It also creates frustration, as you guys know. A sense of powerlessness, and and that's for a lot of families. You just don't know what to do. It can lead to social unrest and protests. Let's work together towards justice, because law enforcement was slow to act. Initially, Daniel remains missing, and I'm slowing down with these parts, you guys, because I really truly believe that it's the actions. It's the actions that says a lot. When there's no actions, that's what happens. Case slow down. Uh, all kinds of things. The information that could have been canvassed and taught early is now no longer exists. So you have to go and piece things together. So it's like piecemeal, putting things together that was there, sitting right there initially. So I see that happening and happened in Daniel's case. So that's what I mean by that, you guys. Also, like I said, go back to the slow action in the beginning, the not wanting to do the welfare check from the Tempe Police Department, pass it on to the Buckeye Police Department, and Daniel live in Tempe. To the point where once we try to put a police missing report in, law enforcement Buckeye went out of their own policy and told me I had to wait the full 12 hours. There's a 12-hour wait before you got before you go. So I had to hang the phone up and wait 12 hours out. Just that was a failure, going against their own policy. Also, the fact that once they got the report, the officers didn't do their due diligence. I had to go do due diligence to find out that not when Officer Cruz and the other officers say they're riding in the area. Don't get that confused again, you guys. That was just riding down Sun Valley Parkway. I didn't know what it was at the time. That's the area they're talking about. But to make sure you weren't stuck on the side of the road, but when I found out do my due diligence, talk to the person exact details, we found out that he went missing in the Sonoran Desert. Law enforcement was unwilling to go out there because it was nighttime. They couldn't take a helicopter. He said they'd do it in the morning. That was a failure because that's initial things that could have happened quickly. Thirdly, the next thing was when law enforcement denied the flight the next day. Said it was unauthorized, and the assumptions that Daniel's, because he's a grown man, the assumptions that he wanted to go. They say he's a grown man and he wanted to disappear on his own. He can. Daniel didn't tell him that. That was an assumption that can get a person killed. That was an assumption that caused Daniel to still be missing to this date. Those assumptions. So those things is the search that happened. The first search that happened almost 3 days after he went missing. Those are slow failures to Daniel's justice at the beginning to get those crucial evidence that was there from day one. The non-approach of getting the cell phone pings earlier, the non-approach of getting information from the Uconnect off the vehicle, the camera footage that we asked for, those type things, you guys. That was the initial failures of law enforcement. A lot of it still to this date. Not wanting to, we're going to go to the next thing. Because law enforcement refused to take the physical evidence of foul play that I gave them, Daniel's justice has been hampered. We gave them everything, again, you guys, that we know about Daniel's case. was given up to me to the Buckeye Police Department. Given from me to the Buckeye Police Department, meaning that I hired my private investigator as well as the information I received myself. We turned those things over to the Buckeye reluctantly because the way they were acting, like I told you guys, once we turned those things, start talking about opposite of what they found or their assumptions are without the evidence about the crime scene where the vehicle was dumped. They stopped talking to me. The communication between myself and Buckeye Police Department was severed in certain aspects. They was not answering my calls, wasn't calling me back, and to the point they waited to a couple months later, and once we gave them evidence, they decided to hire their own private investigator to rebut those things. Instead of looking into them, rebut those hard physical evidence that we found. Investigator, very capable investigator, accident reconstructionist. They hired an accident reconstructionist to get his take to, and it's kind of ironic for a guy who never seen his vehicle, who never touched it, never examined it, never did anything to it, made a full report about it, and it goes along with what they said at the beginning to try to scave it off as to the public, this expert. If he's such an expert, an expert would not put himself out like that. His business, his qualifications for not touching the vehicle. He didn't even attempt to ask us to look at the vehicle, to examine or whatever. Probably would let him do it. He didn't even attempt it. The only thing he wanted to do is, in my opinion, just try to rebut for Buckeye. So the thing is, guys, so again, these things are reasons why Daniel remains missing. And there's a reason why I'm still fighting you guys. Because law enforcement refusing to take the physical evidence of a foul play I gave them, Daniel's justice has been hampered. Also, you guys, we have a solution. The solution is that we're demanding the Buckeye Police Department to release my son's case to an outside agency that will bring results. And the outside agency, you guys, I've been pushing for is the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, as well as the FBI. Partly also with the DPS, Department of Public Safety. That's the big cop, the big law enforcement in Arizona. It kind of goes up that ladder. You guys, you got the city cops, you got the county, which is Maricopa, and then you got the big state police department. And, and definitely want to get everybody involved, make sure justice is being done to my son. I'm pushing for all of it, you guys. This is not, it may sound kind of weird when I say, I'm a father, so I have to have some biases, I guess you want to say. I have my concerns, saying for a parent, this is my son, so in this case, I have to, as a father, do what I have to do for my son. I know a lot of families out there, and like I said, you guys, I have heart for my other families. I'm there for other families. I love other families. I just have to make sure my first priority is to my son, and having that first priority, I know in this case with my son, I'm going to push everything I can. So I'm encouraging other families to do the same for their loved ones as well. So I'm going to push everything for Daniel and make sure he get the justice and everything that he deserves. I'm demanding that the Buckeye Police Department release my son's case to an outside agent that will bring results. Since my son was missing, the Buckeye Police Department has not found anything, you guys, not one, not a crumb, not nothing, to bring us closer to answers. They did not have available cell phone pings or traffic camera footages, or nor that they can get the location off the Uconnect. Everything that can provide location for Daniel. The GPS, the phone was wiped. Let's not forget, you guys, the coordinates. The GPS locations on the phone. All that stuff was wiped off the phone when they gave it to me from the Buckeye Police Department. All that information was wiped off the phone. When I say wiped, it was just deleted, so we would not be able to locate where the phone was at. So those things are things that's strange for a person, for things like that to be found. The memory card was missing out the phone, et cetera. We cannot forget those things that law enforcement know. Buckeye, they the one gave me that phone like that. So nor do they have locations that you can at the Daniel's Jeep provide. So everything that can help find Daniel, in my opinion, you guys, is where it seems to conveniently be blocked by the Buckeye Police Department. Everything, you guys, no matter what we ask for as a family, some kind of way has been blocked. We got the information of foul play. They blocking that. They're standing by and doubling down and everything else, blocking. try to get other law enforcement, get some fresh eyes into my son's case, get him moved to a different jurisdiction. They are blocking. You know what I'm saying? I mean, why? You know what I'm saying? The only thing I can tell you guys that gives me the appearance of some type of cover, I always keep saying it, to me. Now they are blocking the agencies that may be able to help. We will fight to change this outcome, and I'm going to continue to do so as a father. What we could do, we can peacefully protest in two forms. I created a mail-in protest to get targeted departments' attention and action. Next, we will protest at their departments. I need you to join in and invite your family, your friends. This is a grassroots thing, you guys. I'm trying my best, you guys, that I can tell you up front. I have a lot of things with family. You know what I'm saying? I have, you guys, a lot of people in my circle know, have been going, definitely have to be back in South Carolina for family matters, over the holidays for one thing. But we have some deep things, and I ask you guys to pray for my family. It's rough. I'm telling you guys, it's rough dealing with certain things that I definitely can't put in public, but dealing with family matters. On outside, and family matters. When I say family matters, we all, the whole thing, Daniel situation, everything is family matters. But what I'm saying, the compartmentalized parts of it, where you have to stop everything in a sense and take care of family matters. You have to take care of family matters as well as trying to keep, in my case, the separate part of it for my son. Try to keep the case going, to keep the attention and awareness. It's rough, you guys. I mean, I'll tell you, I have my days, you guys. Trying to juggle it all at one time is very, very difficult. To try to manage a way to cover everything. So don't take it lightly, guys. When you see families out there fighting for their loved ones, and sometimes they get quiet, and then sometimes they get on again. It's a process, you guys. It's something they have to keep bouncing back and forth with. So they have to try to make that little spot somewhere in there to keep things going. So we're going to piece the protest in two forms, and that's the mail-in protest, you guys. And the next, we're going to be targeting these departments. That's coming, you guys. I'm waiting after, this date that my son went missing. Like I said, that's why I'm going to talk about this upcoming Candlelight Vigil, because I was having the protest coming up, you guys. We're going to have a sit-in, most likely at the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office if things don't go a certain way. We also gonna have some protests at the Buckeye Police Department, and that's only going to happen after, after this some people call it anniversary, so I'm going to say anniversary date of Daniel his disappearance. Also, there's going to be some upcoming near the summer months. I'm trying to get some put together. What I need to do, I had talked with those owners out there in that land. They're willing to work with me and let me get another search out there. But my focus right now is on some things that I know, based on some investigation I've been doing for a long time. You guys, I did this before. Those who've been out there in that desert know. I had this thing called a specialized search, special ops search that I have done in the past, where being my search coordinator would keep everything going out there in that desert area, Sonoran Desert area of off of Sun Valley Parkway, as I had a select few of people, what I call almost like what the Marines would say, a few good men in a sense, to do this specialized operation search at a different location. But those locations not being put out in the public. So what happens is we meet normal area, and then I get those people and we travel back to where I want to do this special operation search. And so those things like they're gonna be coming up in the summer. I'm looking forward to, but I'm trying to make sure I'm putting it together in a way that everybody's safe. It's hot in Arizona. When Daniel went missing last year, was out in 2021. We was out there in that desert, 118 degrees. You guys, I didn't know a whole lot about that. I was doing a whole lot of study, but I found people who actually live out there, get out with the desert. So that was able to keep the volunteers who do things that we're doing in a safe manner. So I want to make sure I put those things in place before we go back out there again. Because again, my number one priority when we go searches is you guys. I love my son. I'm fighting for Daniel, but I'm not willing to lose anybody for him to go out and search for him. So don't need a rescue, like we like to just say, don't have a rescue, looking for a rescue. So we try to make sure that everybody's protected. Again, to go back to this, you guys, so that's what we'll be doing. We'll be going, I'm asking you guys to definitely go out and bring your family. Thank you guys for allowing me to share my efforts to get Daniel's justice, and also, to continue to work towards the solution. You guys have any ideas, suggestions, and things like that, feel free to suggest those to me, because I like I say, I'm I'm not a professional. I'm just a father who's passionate about my son, and I'm definitely going to continue to fight. Again, mail-in protests, you guys. We definitely, I'm putting this up again. Definitely have to keep that one. And just keep going every week, you guys. What we're looking for is a judicial change. So if you guys want to know, if you want to write your own individual letters, what we want is a change in jurisdiction. We want a criminal investigation into my son's disappearance, as well as the FBI involvement from the vehicle location near in proximity with federal land. My son, one thing some people want to argue about where the vehicle was located. Federal land, you guys. You can argue with it or not. Some for that would be a few hundred feet from federal land. If some would say, "Oh, it's a few hundred feet away," it wasn't literally on federal land. Yes, it was, but for the sake of the argument, you guys, that's close proximity, and as well as who's to say that this crime did not cross onto federal land, right? And so, that type of stuff. So, the FBI should be in this case, you guys, a long time ago. Plus, coupled with the fact that we've been finding human remains out there, despite of what Buckeye is trying to downplay these crime statistics. There's many human remains out there, and about more animal remains, but there's many human remains out there. And some are missing there. We're missing the crime scene, guys. Things that should be looked into by the FBI. I know they're so eager to make this money and get these projects out there, but I get that. That's the moneymaker. People do anything for money. The problem is that also these are family members out there that need to this, not just for Daniel, but justice for their families, you guys. So what I'm saying is, we got to look at it that way too. So again, back to this, how you guys are justice for Daniel. We could download that PDF, you guys, that's on pleasehelpfinddaniel.com. Again, those information I showed it to you guys before, how you go about doing those letters and mail stuffers and et cetera, et cetera. I showed you that before. So to continue to do it that way. Matter of fact, I can show you guys. I'm put you guys on the shared screen, and we can go through that real quick here. Please help find Daniel website, you guys. You guys have been there before, of course. Go on the main page here. My screen look a little different, you guys. I'm sure it won't come out. I have so much stuff going on. I'm doing it every day. But again, you got a couple buttons here. Sign the petition. That's one of my important buttons. I want to show this off while I'm talking about the website, you guys. Go on this and you go to change.org, you guys. Please don't forget to do this because I still need you guys to sign those petitions if you can, you guys. When I say sign, put your voice to it. That's what way I like to say it, because it's your voice. I wish I could change this word right here. These people have put a voice. That word sign, I wish I can change that. So you put your voice to it, you guys. Put your information in there. Of course, you can do it many times you want, as long as you have an email address. And many email addresses you have, you can do it multiple times. I can tell you that sometimes they ask you to verify those email addresses. So don't think your number, your name gonna be put there, or your number, your petition count, unless you verify your email address. Sometimes they ask you that. Some people I heard. Also, you guys, on the change.org, they ask for a donation. That is to change.org. That has nothing to do affiliated with anything of Daniel. But I'm not saying don't give to change.org. I'm saying just to be aware. So they're also going to ask you for a donation. You don't have to give a donation if you don't want. You can if you want to, but it don't have anything, no affiliation with my efforts to find Daniel. Also, again, you guys, you have to volunteer to search. That will be coming up for, like I said, in the summer. That we have some content there. Some things you do. Volunteer in other ways tab, you guys. I showed you that before, and that is to you guys who may be living in other states and say, hey, I want to do something for Daniel. I live in another state, blah blah blah. You guys can fill out the information, and they help my team and myself come up with things we can do in the future, and how you guys can help, right? And who's willing. You see this button right here, keep blinking on this events tab, and I did that last night because I will be adding. So you guys, after today, or sometimes before the weekend, you guys can go on this event tab and you will see the Candlelight Vigil information there on this event tab. So you'll see it blinking around and jumping around and stuff like that, because I've set it that way to get your attention. And you will be, right now, I don't have any content in there, but it will be something there reflecting this Candlelight Vigil. Also, volunteers other ways tab, like I said, and print the flyers, guys. You guys want to help me out with the flyers? You guys can print these flyers out yourself, or you can request it. But please help find Daniel at yahoo.com. You can request flyers, we can send some to you. But if you want to help, some reason that it didn't come up, but you guys, you want to help by printing these flyers out. That's the PDF here. If it don't come up, I have to check and see why. Okay, there we go. But the PDF is here, you guys, for you to be able to print those flyers out yourself. I like for them to be in a postcard size, but again, most important part is to have those flyers out there, no matter if it's on even on paper, regular paper or whatever. I just really need them out there. So if you guys can help with that information, I appreciate it. Also, back to the mail-in protest, you guys. Mail-in protest, very important. These are just the samples of what those things that you be sending off looks like. The actual content is right here below. You guys, please download the PDFs for your mail-in protest. You come right here. These are the PDF links right here. So, because when you click on these, you'll see that it's just the photo of these things that you'll be sending off. So you can't print anything from here. So, but you will get them from here. You guys, the mail stuffers, I like how some of these right here. You click on the first one, of course, like I said, you can be able to print these mail stuffers. I'm having, like I said, you guys having some technical difficulties with the internet and stuff, so moving kind of slow. Here we go. But yeah, you get the print button. You can go ahead and print your your PDF out here. But these are here. They're gonna be the same things I'll be using. We have these personal protests to sit in and things like that in Maricopa County, Buckeye. These are made into picket signs, you guys. But you can send these in letter form to these departments, right? So that's what that is for. Each one will be like that. And lastly, the last one would be the letters. You guys can print out, and these letters have their own individual address where you can send these letters to. Those picket signs, you can send them every week, all the time. These letters, a little different. This is addressed directly to Chief Hall. This is asking Chief Hall to have Daniel case moved over to the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, FBI. And then you have the FOIA request, you guys. Tempe, this is the case number for the Tempe Police Department, as well as all of them addressed to that records department for the Maricopa County. And then you have one for also the Buckeye Police Department. I will be adding a case number here because I do have a case number for the Maricopa County, so I will be adding that into this letter, so you guys can definitely, have Maricopa to give you exactly what you're looking for. But when you print these out right here, you guys, these are the ones you might want to return the address for, and that's just probably one individual thing for yourself. The other, like I said, the mail stuffers and the picket signs, this stuff here. I like to see that go out every week, all the time. You guys, as much as you guys can, how many you can. Like I say, you can send out. Some people have the ability to send out 100 of them. I want to see 100 of them going out. You got 50 going out. You got 10 going out. I just want to see numbers and going into the department with those picket signs. Right. Please mail your PDF to the address below. Send as many as you can weekly. Like I said, those signs, those are here. You'll go to these two addresses here. Address to Chief Hall, Larry Hall, the Buckeye Police Department, and address the Sheriff and Zone of the Maricopa County. And that is for the, like I said, these are here, these picket sign mail stuffers. So the letters, like I said, they have their own individual address you will send that to. So we need thousands of letters sent weekly to gain attention. Thank you for participating in this effort. The goal is to get law enforcement attention, to continue action in Daniel's case. I'm working hard in the background to get justice for Daniel, for my son. Your participation helped move this forward. Please follow me on social media platform listed below and on my weekly Q&A. We don't call it Q&A anymore, but you know what I'm saying, where I will be discussing this mail-in and how it helps on fighting towards justice for Daniel. And like I said, you guys, thank you. Thank you again. Thank you again for paying attention to that part. I really appreciate each and every last one of you again. All right. Lastly, now we go. Let's see if I can get this stuff removed because I want to make sure I'm keeping all the bandwidth I can, you guys. Um, one thing I do want to talk about is this Candlelight Vigil, and that's important. It's one of those things right now, it's definitely, um, I'm losing words for that. It's painful. I'll just put it that way. Unity, Candlelight Visual, and I came with the unity is us. When I say unity, Daniel brings people together, you guys. He's just that kind of person. He brings people together, and that's Daniel. So I just want to make sure name for this Candlelight Visual is reflective of that, who he is as a person, as well as reflecting of you guys, who's part of the grassroots movement that's actually, um, you know, keeping us together. You guys, like I said, you guys do everything you can on your behalf. My team members the same way. Team members, the A team lives out there in the desert with me. There's by myself for a lot of things, you guys, and also they decide to get together and form a team to help. So all this, like I said, I would not be able to. Yeah, I'm trying. I'm gonna push alone if I have to, but it's always refreshing and good to see people like yourselves to just join in and say, hey, look, man, I want to help. So again, unity kind of, that's what this name I came up with last night. And as for Geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson, bringing families together, you guys, and like I said, bringing families together, it's never a selfish thing for, like I said it before, my main priority is to my son. That's my job as a father. I have to see that he get his justice. At the same time, we are people, my family and I, we are people who not selfish. It's not about just my family. It's about many other families out there who's suffering right now. This day, every morning, somebody's getting up with a missing loved one, and they're afraid, don't know what to do. But we want to bring families together, bring their stories as well. And I will be talking about this, because we have some time. How this week you guys will see on social media how I will be working this Candlelit Visual. And I can tell you when it says the light a candle at the sunset, that's what we will be doing, you guys. But also, when I say location, it's going to be remote location, meaning you're doing it from your home, guys. I don't know if you guys remember those who've been following along, who did the hike for Daniel that I had previously. It's the same thing. It'll be something similar to that. You guys that way everybody can participate. That's what I say. It's gonna be a unity thing, and we're gonna be together as a family. Our families, whether you have a missing loved one or not, just the unity that we will have, and to bring awareness for other families, as well as bringing light into my son's case, because like I said again, for families it's very hard to keep your loved one's story out there. I mean, it's a struggle, you guys, and to keep it out there, you try to find new ways, and sometimes it's hard to talk about it, but you push yourself, and the thing is, that's what I'm doing. So make sure I'm putting light into Daniel case, get more people involved. That's what I'm trying to do. Try to get more resources. When you do that, you get more people involved that bring more resources. When I say more resources, you guys send out letters. I get those thousands of letters a week to these departments that I'm looking for. So things like that. All this is ran by people like yourself, as long as we get those numbers and things like that. So I'm trying to do everything I can as a father to make sure that I'm reflecting that. Also give me an opportunity to help other families along sharing their story. So like I said, I'll be talking about that on some type of live. I'll be talking about that here on this channel live on Wednesdays, of how this thing will be working from you guys doing it from home, and how we'll be doing it from. I'll be doing it from the YouTube channel, you guys, for you guys to join in with me, because there's gonna be different time zone differences, and you name it. You got some people on the East Coast, you got some people out in the West Coast, some mid West, some so on and so on. And have these different time zones. So that's why I said, hey, let's do this at sunset. So like the kind of sunset, no matter where you at, sunset. And but definitely I will be doing those lives on that day. It's hard, you guys. I'm saying there's a struggle with that too, because hey, this is a family time, and I say family time is a family time for myself and my family. And I don't know their reactions to this date. I know my reactions to this date. And so as we getting closer, guys, you guys see things start working out together. But anyway, this is it right here, you guys. I'm sharing that with you guys. This is the first share of what we'll be doing, the Candlelight Vigil. Like I said, some other little parts will be coming to that. I wanted to add something that will go towards geology. You guys remember the last time it was towards what Daniel loved. Daniel was a person that liked to hike and he liked to go out there with nature. And you guys have been sending these videos and pictures with your hiking with your family out in nature. And, it's a beautiful thing. So I really appreciate it. I was able to go to Sedona and hike for the first time, something that Daniel was wanting me to do before he went missing with him. I was able to go out there to Sedona and get out on this high peak. And I mean, I'm telling you something, guys, that is very addictive. I'm telling you, I see why Daniel love it. When you go out and you get out there with nature and you're sitting up high, you just see the beautifulness of what God created. And it does something to you. It does something to you. You go out there and it's a thing. Hiking is something that I think everybody should take a chance to opportunity to do. And I guarantee you do it one time, you're gonna want to do it again. So and I do too, and I will be doing it again eventually. But you know what? Again, thanks to T. White Flower. I see you put that up there on the information back there. Thanks. That's June 23rd, 2023, Candlelight Visual on this channel for Daniel and bring awareness of others missing person case. Thank you for that. Again, you guys, I will be putting, like I say, more information about that. I'm still looking at the chats, you guys. I'm kind of taking my eyes to the side here, looking at the chats to see you guys. I asked you a question, you guys. I guess everybody's doing, I'm assuming. I didn't see anything there, but I'm assuming everybody's doing well. You guys been reflecting it on that way. Hey, I'm doing well. I see you here. And so I just want to say it's good to see each and every last one of you out here on here this morning. No, thanks, Investigates. Thank you for covering this. Thank you for being here. Tara Dean, thank you so much too. Much love. Continued prayers for the Robinson family. Thank you so much for that. I truly appreciate you. V3T Talk, brothers Vince. Thank you so much. I'm here, bro. Thank you so much. That's right. I'm really I'm putting it together. I'm putting it together because I think we talked on Twitter, and I think you are. Yeah, you're my brother in arms. We went to war together, and make sure I got it right. I see your next 10 says it's been some years since we were deployed together. That's right. Thank you so much for being here, brother. I truly appreciate it, Vince, for being here. You guys, one of my deployment brothers, been in Afghanistan, fighting for this country. Just want to, first of all, Vince, you can relate to this. You guys who know we had a Memorial Day pass. I wanted to, since this live is after Memorial Day, I would say to all my brothers and sisters that we lost in, battle, and as well as those who came before us, who gave the ultimate sacrifice as well. For this country, I salute, my hats off to you. We'll never forget veterans. We'll never forget. I'm sure this whole country will never forget. The love and what they out there for this country. So, I have highlighted on my Facebook, my personal Facebook page, you guys. One of my brothers, the first person we lost when we went out to Afghanistan. His last name is Butzbaum. And it was very difficult moment. Those things, every time Memorial Day come around, you guys, those are things also veterans we have to deal with. For some, people say Happy Veterans Day. I don't say it's not a Happy Veterans Day. It's just a Veterans Day. It's Memorial Day for us to remember those who had lost their life to serve this country. It's a bitter moment for veterans. Because every time Veterans Day come around, those are a lot of others. Vince, you've been there. One of my best friends as well, been in a situation. But, the thing is, those things are brought back to our memories. And I think sometimes people in the civilian world would say, hey, this is time to go out and put some hot dogs on the grill and things like that, which we do. We take it because it's a day off from work. I get it. Time we find ways to spend time with our family, which is good. At the same time, I just want to make sure people understand Veterans Day, Memorial Day for veterans is a little different, especially when you're out in war situation and you lose loved ones. We have families too. outside of our natural family, we have families too, and that's our brothers and sisters who have our back, who have our 6 and our 12. So who watch us back and forth. We watch each other's back, and who have our 6, let's put it that way, and we watch each other's back, and we watch each other's back. Just kind of like fighting, and and then things happen, and we have to deal with that. So don't want to keep going on about that because I will. You guys, that's what veterans do. We'll keep on talking about it. So once we get going, but again, thank you so much for being here. I know who you are exactly, brother. Thanks so much for being here. And also, let's see who else I got here. Thank you, Chris Brown, again. I really appreciate it. Yes, and I really truly appreciate everybody who's been participating and who's here. And I still looking for your comment about how you're doing today. How you're doing today, as your day going well. So that type thing. So thanks so much for your comment, Chris Brown. I truly appreciate you as well. Thank you, Jitterbug, as well. Thank you for your service. Yes. Thank you so much for your support and your love, and all the veterans that's out here. Thank you for your support and thank you for your service to this country as well. All right, and it's all love. I'm here for Daniel. Thank you, Terry Dean. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you also, BS. No, thanks again. Share this out. Have a wonderful day. They all looking forward to speaking. I do have an engagement, you guys, after I get off of this channel this morning, and so you guys pray with me on that as well. And thank you guys again. I don't see too much more comments. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, no questions this morning. I was really surprised at that. If there are questions, definitely I want to answer those questions. So talk soon. Please email me, and I will. Thanks so much. Thank you so much, you guys. Again, I'm Dave Robinson, the father of Geologist Daniel Cornelius Robinson. My son Daniel, again, went missing on June 23rd, 2021. This efforts here, this channel, everything that I'm doing is all geared to bring justice for my son. Again, I thank you guys for your love, support. I just want to put one more thing. If I can hold y'all guys for a little while longer, something just came across my mind that I want to make sure that I put out before I get out of here. And just one more time, because you know what? This touched my heart, of course, as always. It touched my heart, and I just can't let it go without putting her information out here again. If you guys find any information about this young lady you see on the bottom of the screen, you guys probably know where I'm going. Those who's on this channel know exactly where I'm going. Please share this information, you guys. Also, after I put this video on, I will be moving on. Just again, thank you guys for your love support, and for this channel, for Daniel, for other loved ones. Don't forget them prayers. I will be back this evening, guys. Those who know, I will have a prime time as well. So I'll be back, and I'll be talking about some of the same things, but I will have some little extras going on, some other stuff I will be talking about. So thank you guys. Listen to the video for me if you guys can. Just hang in this for a little longer, learn about this case, and then we'll go from there. Thanks so much. I love you all. Thank you so much.
My name is Jessica Nunez. I am Alicia Navarro's mom. My daughter disappeared on September 15, 2019. She left a note indicating, "I ran away. I will be back. I swear, I'm sorry, Alicia." Since that day, there has not been a trace of her. She liked helping others. My daughter is a sweet, loving, smart child. She has autism, so she has challenges, and I'm very worried for her. She loved penguins. She loved reading books. And she's a very smart girl that liked technology. If you could please take a moment to look at my daughter's photo. She could be your daughter, your relative. So please take a moment to look at that picture and see if you could help to be able to locate my daughter and bring her safe home.